Podcast is being brought to you by Don Johnson State Farm Insurance. Activate Don in your life and experience the impact. Why? Because Don Johnson is a visionary. She's determined, people-focused, a problem solver, and she's generous. Visit DonJohnson.net and DonJohnsonCares.com to learn more about her work with the people and the community. Does Don Johnson do too much? Maybe, but that's just Dawn. She loves the people, and she is a change agent. So make sure you stop by Don Johnson State Farm Insurance, located at Rock Hills, Manchester Village, off of Dave Loud Boulevard, 572 John Ross Parkway, Suite 106, directly across from TJ Maxx and in between Sweet Frog and the UPS store. And don't forget to tell them Mr. Darkeye sent you. What it is, great people. The home of motivation. To trust God and live your dreams. What it is, great people, you know who it is. I am Mr. Darkeye. You tuned in to the Mista Darkeye Podcast right here on Anchor FM, New Soul Music, the home of motivation to trust God, live your dreams. And you already know I'm sponsored by State Farm Insurance, and make sure you go by there and see Don Johnson in Rock Hill, South Carolina. And don't forget to tell him I sent you. In the building today, I got my homie, my brother from another mother, my bro fam. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. Indeux.
What's
you
that?
You don't go by Indeux Life no more, though.
I mean, it's a conversation.
It's a conversation. It's a conversation. You Indeux Shabazz now.
Indeux Shabazz is on everything.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So Indeux Shabazz is in the building, man. I don't know. Let me. I think I posted. I might hit the wrong button. Is this the clap? Nope. That ain't it.
Nah.
That ain't it.
Nah,
That's not
clap.
it. That's not it. I'm trying to find the clap, man. There it is.
There we go.
There it
Indeux Shabazz in the building.
But that was appropriate though, because we just came out of Halloween. You took your children to trick or treating, man. They didn't got too old for that.
Nah, the youngest, like he went up around the corner. It was cold. They ain't really do much. I ain't really.
Yeah.
I have my reservations about Halloween again. Like I
celebrating evil.
It's a thing. So
that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
It's a whole nother conversation. But for those who don't know, if you know what I mean, for those who do and don't know, whatever, Indeux, recording artist, how long you consider yourself officially been in this business, in the industry? How many years we talking?
Realistically, like 15.
15 years. So you got
a
decade and a half, you know what I mean? So from when you started, we gonna talk about hip hop in the state that it's in, right? Where we at today versus where we was, you know what I'm saying? And hip hop officially turning 50 years old, and we basically done seen majority of it.
Yeah.
You know, we done seen the majority of it where we done did our history. You know, we didn't seen where it come from the beginning of it to now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So is it getting better or is it getting worse?
Yeah. So like now, like I think with hip hop it hasn't really been defined. It's kind of moved into the pop genre, and anything pop is like short lived, right? So even like back in the day with pop, it was just like what's hot right now, and okay, cool, you just keep feeding us. Whether that was disco, whether that was, you know what I'm saying, what was it? It was disco, like the funk era. Like it was always pop music, and then it kind of like came and went in a sense of it's hot right now. The issue I have with that is with hip hop, it kind of, they put a lifespan on it of, okay, you 15 to 25, and put 25 is pushing it, and they're trying to push you out the door, right? And then you have like,
talking about age?
Yeah, age, okay. Right. And then you got other genres that just kind of like just live on forever. So like with hip hop, the state is in is a young man's game. So it's like, yeah, we like new energy, but there's no guidelines to how to do it. It's just like a free for all, but it's not a free for all in like any other genre. So now it's kind of like, yeah, it's good. It's convenient that everybody can record, everybody can make beats. They make it convenient for everybody to make beats and everybody to record and everybody to be a rapper. But the talent part of it kind of gets left out. Whereas maybe 15 years ago, 20 years ago, if you went out and had to go to like a cypher, you would have to really know how to rap a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
Well, now nobody cares.
It was like trying to get into the NFL or the NBA. You had to be good.
You had to be.
You had to be. See, now it ain't about talent no more. It's about the following you have,
right?
Popularity, all that stuff overshadows the talent now, man. So it's reflecting in the music. It's been reported that a lot of the numbers is down.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Touring tickets ain't selling like they used to. They're saying the artists that we grew up on is outselling
the
new artists now.
Well, you got a generation of people that don't want to pay for something. It's like the younger kids, the younger generation, they don't want to pay for anything, right? They try their best to get anything for free. So you ask your parents, hey, can you take me to see Rod Wave or like Uzi Vert or whatever, right? And that's cool. But we gonna actually pay to see Kiss or Jay or Nas or, you know what I'm saying? Even J. Cole, like people with content or like a deeper lyrics or whatever, people gonna pay for it because they just feel like it's more to them. You know what I'm saying? There's levels to it. But like these fly-by-night guys, they'll pop a hit and it's cool, but they ain't got no substance because they got a hit because they got a following of people that's around them. You know, it's if we coming out of high school and straight into college, you got people that, you know, it's 100, 200, 300 people that you see every day that, he do music, and they might want to be a part of a video. Well, once you like 25, you don't just have 300 people that's willing to come be around. So like they get a head start on the following, but the talent doesn't have to be there because people just say, oh yeah, he does music, and just clap. Yeah.
That's insane, man. Just based off the fact of how we came up, because I remember just getting excited about listening to how dope an artist was and how creative they was, how different they was,
right?
You know, from the next artist. And, you know, just to hear how everything sound the same, everybody doing the same, following the same patterns and all that, man, it's crazy. And I'm seeing how it's just getting worse and worse as far as the content and what's being talked about, the influence of music being over-sexualized, just the violence that's in it, and it's like they trying to compare it to like what we see in movies, you know, right. And it's like it's just entertainment, but movies to me don't have the same influence as music.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what you think about that? Like, you think that's
it's visual. You know what I'm saying? You get the visual aids that kind of like are put in your face and everything, and that can be an issue with the movies. The music is like it's constantly it's a drive. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like it's on your beat, your heartbeat. You know what I'm saying? It's a part of you, like it's a rhythm. So, I'm trying to think of somebody like every era. Wherever positive is, negative is always present, right? So every era has had their industry plant. Every era has had their positive person, whether in the earlier days when it was just strictly gospel, being positive. But rock and roll was like demonized, right? So now you got people that just say whatever. But they like the early 2000s, you have a Kim or Kim, Kaya slightly. Anita Howard, like in the 90s, but is it worse now? Yes, because they gonna say more and they're getting pushed more, whereas that was like taboo back then. But then it's up to the people to say, nah, we ain't gonna support it. But the people like it, like an old Luke videos, the old Luke, the Freaknets and the what's the event Luke had? Luke had he had the whole videos, and you know, we used to like be sneaking videos in school and stuff to watch the Luke video. Like that's a vibe, but it's a group of people that loves that energy that so happen to be in the industry and they perpetuate and push it out more so, right?
Yeah.
So now you got people that don't want to stop it, say, oh yeah, it's bad. They say, why are you looking at them that way? Let her be free. Let her, you know what I'm saying, say who she is. The guys like I think D1 just got at Meek Mill.
Oh yeah, I
and
seen that
Ross.
clip.
And I mean, it's legit. He said, "Yo, you was preaching reform, and now you still preaching, everything else. Like, so make your mind up."
Yeah.
But they.
Yeah, I saw that, and then I seen in the comments people was trying to defend it and say, it's art, it's this, is that, and they compared it to, don't nobody say these things about actors and actresses and things like that. But I'm like, music and artists has always had a bigger impact and influence on the culture. It's always been that. We've been able to change the narratives and the actions of things. Like you go back to when KRS-One and them did self-destruction when they saw things getting out of hand in the community with violence and stuff like that. And then you got We All in the Same Game when the East Coast and the West Coast came together, the All-Stars, the West Coast All-Stars back in the day. We All in the Same Game. All the rappers came together and, made that impact. And it's like Wise Intelligent got a video went viral where he talked about, when things was getting out of hand, he was like, look at the records that was playing on the radio at that time, and how it helped, shift the culture and what was going on. He was like, you look at it now, look at where we are, and he's like, look at the songs that's being played on the radio. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And the narrative that's being given and what we are being told to do and all that stuff. Like I said, I seen you said it was Doja. I might have been Doja. Yeah, she on stage getting escorted around and dancing with somebody dressed up in a devil costume, man. And then the other video that went not video, but the picture of her dressed up as a demon in black. Right. It's like it's really getting worse, man. I feel like it is.
Yeah. So it's no money in unity. As much as we, preach unity, there's no money in it. So the people that, thrive off of making money off of industries or whatever, they need to keep something stirring the pot. So every year is a mark of somebody that's gonna step up and be the one that's gonna push the envelope for the I guess the demonic forces to move freely, right? So when you, I think I got in a back and forth with somebody about Sexy Red, and I was like, you had in the NLE Chopper walking Sexy Red and Suki around like dogs, right? Now I know Snoop had did that back in the day too. He had brought them to the MTV Awards or one of the award show, and he had them up, and it wasn't cool then. Like it's the level of acceptance we have had for hip hop in a sense is part of the problem too. Like we accept the fact that we objectify and say this and that, and we just accept it over the years. Now, when we get a little bit older and a little wiser and see how it's affecting other people, like, hey, we need to put a stop to it. But the back and forth was about the way Sexy Red was portrayed. I was like, yo, why she, that's kind of stupid. Why they doing that? But I know why you're doing it, because if you come into the industry willing to be like smutted out early, they will have their way with you early on, right? They will take advantage of you, and if you're willing, it's even easier for them to do what they need to do. So that's one of the issues is you have these younger people, they don't know. They don't know what's ahead because they haven't lived long enough. So I give them a lot of grace in that because they haven't lived long enough to understand that the music they're putting out in 20 years is going to be detrimental. They put it out because they're in that teenage, late teens, early 20s, and they haven't seen the whole world yet. So they just, oh yeah, this is what I see every day. It's cool. It's just music. But
they think it's harmless.
Yeah, but being in those environments in the hood and everything, you see it. It's there and it's a real thing. So you just putting it out there ain't really helping the cause. But to the point of like Sexy Red just kind of being the token person for right now and not even being that talented, but because she has a buzz, it's like, okay. So if I make money, it doesn't matter what I do. It's okay now because I make money. Like, oh, okay. Well, nah, you can't hate on her because she getting paid.
Is that the one that was on stage? Just went the video going viral of her being dressed up as like supposed to be like Betty Boop or something like that?
No. That was Ice. I think that was Ice Spice.
Ice Spice. Okay. Yeah.
Sexy Red. That's the Pound Town.
Oh, okay. I mean, me myself personally, man. I know I've heard the artist. I ain't really listening to the music though. I ain't even, because I can't even act like that's something I can even get into, man.
It's different. Like it's different. Like just kind of like being exposed to and like seeing what the industry has been doing over the years. It's like you take somebody like Ice Spice, who again has the look but not the talent.
Right.
Trying to replace, like every year they try to replace the hot one. So Nicki is fighting for her life and doing everything in the world to try and stay relevant.
I think what's called and took her place.
Cardi took her place, and she's not even as talented as her. But she's
Meg,
but Meg can spit. Oh,
Meg can go.
Meg kind of go. But it's like, so it's just the idea of when you have these people coming down the line, and now it's competition, which is cool. We love the competition. That's why we battle rap coming up. But they don't battle like it ain't the same. You got your battle, like the battle league. That's one thing.
Right.
The industry. It's all mainstream. If you're gonna play that game, you're gonna have to play that game.
Yeah, man. It's one of them things where hip hop has always been the biggest genre as far as influence is concerned, and the powers that be that control everything is using that to their advantage, and that's what's really affecting us the most. And I think that we just got to take back that power that we have, because we the ones that's creating the music. And we got to take back that power and change the narrative as we was once doing before. And but the thing is, the problem is, everybody got to seem to have a price, and they cutting them checks, and they like, you know what?
So like, So even with like gospel artists, it's just as bad when it comes to that paper, because you'll now trickling down like a certain pathway, but like you'll see like Kirk Franklin is like the epitome of like gospel artists.
He's the face of it now.
Yeah, he's the face of the gospel artist, right? Mm-hmm. But everything he does is Hollywood. Like, so every move he makes is Hollywood move, right? So I ain't saying that he's not spiritual and doesn't know God, but just the idea of his movements are like very meticulous in the way that they have to be done a certain way to give a certain look, versus like somebody that's like when you kind of get into the spiritual aspect of it, you're like, what are we doing? Like, why are we playing that game? Because you're like one of the speakers of the God. Like, he's the highest selling, like he's like the Prince of gospel. Like, like whatever he says happens, it goes. He can make, he's on, he got the pull.
Facts.
So, but with that influence, what are you doing?
Wait, that's true. Okay, so I'm gonna say this: we get ready to transition. We've been talking about hip hop. Now I see we get ready to go into a whole nother situation. So we gonna stop right there with the video, and y'all gotta catch part 2 on audio. But thank y'all for watching. My man Indeux in the building. We gonna continue this conversation, man. He is the Mista Darkeye Podcast, man. Motivation to trust God and live your dreams. Don't go nowhere though. Keep listening. We'll be right back.
The Mista Darkeye Podcast is being brought to you by Don Johnson State Farm Insurance. Activate Don in your life and experience the impact. Why? Because Don Johnson is a visionary. She's determined, people-focused, a problem solver, and she's generous. Visit DonJohnson.net and DonJohnsonCares.com to learn more about her work with the people and the community. Does Don Johnson do too much? Maybe, but that's just Dawn. She loves the people, and she is a change agent. So make sure you stop by Don Johnson State Farm Insurance, located at Rock Hills, Manchester Village, off of Dave Loud Boulevard, 572 John Ross Parkway, Suite 106, directly across from TJ Maxx and in between Sweet Frog and the UPS store. And don't forget to tell them Mr. Darkeye sent you.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. You're listening to the Mista Darkeye Podcast right here on Anchor FM, New Soul Music, home of motivation to trust God and live your dreams. Got the homie Indeux still in the building. Yo. Yeah, man. And, we was talking about hip-hop and all the things and the concerns. So much that we could talk, man. We could talk for hours just about the state of hip-hop and where it's at, where it come from, and where it's at now. How everything is over-sexualized and all the violence that's in it. But it's still overall issues that I think that not just in hip hop though, as we begin to talk about, even when you go get over to gospel, Christian hip hop, which we both have been in both sides of the situation, starting out with just doing, I guess, what they call secular hip hop, getting into Christian hip hop, and then, and just overall just expressing ourselves musically, just where we sit. But we done seen shadiness and all kinds of crazy stuff, and even people doing things for money in gospel and Christian hip hop.
Yeah.
And we was talking about Kirk Franklin and a lot of things that has been put out there in the media about him, and even some stuff that I've heard about people who have worked with him personally. But yeah, you was beginning to talk about some things in that aspect.
Yeah, just kind of like understanding the time we're in, like in the with the music. So like with gospel, it's very easy to it's very easy to be motivated to move a certain type of way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's very easy to be like, all right, we're gonna do this song and everybody's gonna love it, and then nobody loves it. Then how you gonna act? So then if you're on the label, there's pressure to perform there, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you're independent, you kind of can do what you want to do, but when you're on the label, you're the public property. Now it might be a gospel label. The gospel labels most of the time are in the same building as or are owned by the same entity, right? So with a person like Kurt, who's like the Michael Jackson of gospel, you know what I'm saying? Like at some point, you talking to people, or you got the influence of the influence other people. You show up, other people show up. You see Maverick City before, you see Maverick City now. You see Maverick City before Kurt, you see Maverick City now with Kurt. Now they on Breakfast Club, now they're doing the tour. Them by themselves seem more spiritual, more like worship oriented, but then now they can be like, they got the crossover success. I like Maverick City, you feel me? But when you deal with somebody that's like gonna be opportunist, you gotta be careful, because if you really connected to the spirit, certain things you just won't do.
Right.
Certain things you just won't do.
Because it's like, it's still a matter of getting to a certain point in your career before somebody like a Kirk Franklin, whoever, actually want to do business with you.
Right.
And to me, it should be different, where it shouldn't matter, where you're at. Because if I'm getting to a point where, I'm doing numbers like this by myself, and this is where I'm at, and I got all this stuff going on, I'm touring and all of this, I'm like, I don't need you. Like, that's how I'm looking at it.
Yeah. But see, like even in hip hop, like when this is somebody new that comes in and they hot, like I think BG just came home, but he on the song with Sexy Red. So like if somebody new is hot, it's an OG waiting in the wings to say, oh man, good. I like that. You want to do something? And it's like, oh, where you want to work with me? So like, it gives the OG the second life, and it also gives the youngin the validation. Same thing like in this situation where, like somebody like Kurt, if he comes through, like, oh man, Kurt, so you going to perform because it's Kurt. It's like you want to work with him because he got the exposure.
Right.
But like you can tell the artists that sacrifice money for their morale. Like they said their morals was gonna hold more weight than the money would, because you won't go as far as fast, you know what I'm saying? Because you're not gonna do just what they want you to do. So you're willing to hear that, no. And
yeah, it's like I thought about J. Cole when you saying that. Like, he's somebody that, you see how he move, and you see that he's, at one point in time, you seen he was transparent about how when he came up on some money and he was moving a certain way, and he realized that this ain't me, it ain't really who I am.
Right.
Got lost in that. I think he had an album that he actually, to me, when you heard it in the album, I think it was called Born Sinner. Mm-hmm. That was the name of the album. That's like the only J. Cole album that I didn't really rock with. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I mean, because I could tell it just wasn't him. Like, he was trying to be somebody that he's not.
A little bit.
Mm-hmm. So it's like, I think that really woke him up, and now he moving like more authentic, more genuine. Like, he's got people that's spotting him on the like public transportation, stuff like that.
It's a sad life.
It's a sad life.
It's a sad life. No, I mean, it's a sad life. Like, you think of what's our guy? Andre 3000, right?
Yeah.
So he got so overwhelmed with the industry that he just felt like it was better for him just to do what he wanted, right?
Right.
And he didn't want to do music anymore because he felt like he didn't want to disappoint. But also, like, you would find him playing the flute somewhere on the corner just chilling because he loved the art. But like, you can't really love the art because people don't love the art. People just love the entertainment aspect of it, right? So when you want to be art, like, you know, an artist and like expand and be creative, they say that's trash, right? Okay, but you the creator, so but you know, for him it's like, you know, he just chose to leave. J. Cole, he tries to be regular. He doesn't dress flashy. He goes to Africa. He goes, you know what I'm saying? He tries to does things that he want to do, and then, you know, people say, well, we don't like his music. It's trash. But then he's a platinum selling artist, but he does it the other way. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't do it the way that most people would do it. I mean, he'll jump on track with anybody, but still, like, he's a little bit different. But
man, I'm gonna say this about J. Cole too. You tell me if you agree, man. Like, J. Cole came out 2012 officially.
Yeah,
something like that.
Somewhere,
yeah. So you're looking at 10 years. What artist in the past 10 years is better than J. Cole that came out? Like, who would you put above him?
I'm always go for Kendrick. Kendrick, my guy. Well,
Kendrick better than Jay?
I'm gonna go with Kendrick. I'm gonna go with Kendrick. But he had some, like, I say with Kendrick because he came at a time where the people were still spitting. Same thing with Cole. They came at around a time where people were still spitting. Like, you had, when Kendrick came up, you still had, I mean, they still out, but
yeah,
it was known. You had Crit, you had Sean, you had who else was around? Wale. Wale, my dog too. Like, it's just certain people that I knew that was like nice at the time, but
right.
Just stood the test of times. Kendrick kind of like, I don't know. But then, you know, once you get to a certain point, people start making you do stuff. I just say.
Yeah, I mean, I know, it gets like that, man. But yeah, Kendrick is very creative. But like rhyme for rhyme, line for line, lyrically,
go Cole.
I gotta go with Cole. Like Kendrick is really creative, but his creativity to me, like, it really reminds me, it's like Outkast type of. It's heavy influence. You can hear it. Even with Crit, you mentioned Crit. I think that he's heavy influenced by like UGK. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Outkast. Like, in Goody Mob, like, you can hear that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like Crit, Kendrick, J. Cole, Wale, like, yeah, like when it comes down to those guys dropping in the past 10 years, whatever, you know what I mean? Like, they the ones, they my go-tos. Yeah.
I think we do gotta address that too, that, you know, we gotta kinda get away from the narrative of feeling like, yeah, I just do this music, you know what I'm saying? I just tell this story, but I give back, you know what I'm saying? So like they give back to the community by like showing up at events or giving like turkeys or whatever. But their day-to-day lifestyle is poison, right? Mm-hmm. So if your day-to-day lifestyle is poison, what good is it you to give me something, but you've been poisoning me? You gonna give me some medicine, but you poison me, but you gonna give me the medicine. So like them saying,
oh, you poison, then you gonna turn around and give me the medicine.
Right,
yeah.
Right, so I'm poisoning the community with what I'm saying, but I'm gonna come back and show up and say, hey man, I love y'all, man. Keep, you know what I'm saying, stay encouraged, stay in school, keep doing this, keep doing that.
It's contradiction.
Because I'm seeing you with the newest everything, and I want it because I ain't got it, and nobody around me in my neighborhood has it, but you telling me to go to school, but you didn't. You just rap. But some of them did, like some of them went to school and stuff too, but just the idea that you are poisoning a generation, but then want to come back on the same sense and then try and like, yeah, but I'm giving back. I gave shoes. They could have bought their own shoes if they were getting.
Right.
You feel me? So it's
giving them the game.
Right.
Giving them the game. Yup, man. Man, but check it though. We do got to wrap up because it's getting down to that time, man. But at the end of the day, man, you know I'm going to have you back on, man. I had to bring the homie on, though. We've been talking about doing this for a minute, but here we is. Make sure y'all connect with him on social media, though. He got the music. He got plenty of music out there for y'all to check out. We were talking about music. But my homie, he got some joints for you. You know what I mean? So make sure y'all check him out, man, on Spotify, Pandora, all that. Indeux Shabazz, man. Hey, man. It's been a pleasure.
All right.
Yeah, sharing your wisdom and your insights, man. Make sure y'all definitely follow him on the gram and Facebook and all that good stuff, man. But you have been listening to Indeux Shabazz, right. I just make sure I want to make sure I say your name because I don't know if I said it.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you did.
I did?
Yeah.
Okay, make sure because they probably like,
Who the guy?
who the guy you talking about? Indeux. You know, you been watching. Act like you don't know what's happening. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you know, but definitely, bro, appreciate you coming through, man. Appreciate y'all watching. Make sure you continue to watch and share and comment and do all this stuff. Engage and everything, man. We man. Make sure y'all continue to share and comment and all this stuff with the podcast. Mista Darkeye Podcast, motivation, trust God, live your dreams. We out.
Yeah.
What it is, great people. The home of motivation. To trust God and live your dreams.